Yo, hey, it's your boy Foots here. What's up, y'all? Or should I say, hey. As always, thank you guys for liking, sharing, and subscribing. Listen, I'm not going anywhere. I'm still here. Been kind of pondering some of these topics, and you guys know the draft is it really is my time of year. Now, the big thing is this. When doing these rankings, and yes, this is the 2020 NFL Draft safety rankings, I'm doing the top five with some honorable mentions, guys like Antoine Whitfield Jr., Brandon Jones, Richard LeCounte, a couple other guys in there. This is just my thoughts. You guys know that. You guys know how I get down. But the interesting thing is that the Cowboys could really have, a high priority for the first time in a while, meaning like they're not going to jerk our chain. They really possibly could draft a safety high, you know, throw an elite player at that position. And with the McCarthy regime, is not something that, that he's scared to do or that he won't do. They're all at the Senior Bowl now, Will Clay, the whole nine, evaluating guys. So it'll be something that Cowboys fans and other fans, they can really keep an eye on if, their team likes a safety. But these are just my thoughts. Now, transitioning and talking about Mike McCarthy, he has shown a tendency to draft safeties, all right, and high. Third through first round. I consider that a high pick, a premium pick. So when you talk about a Morgan Burnett in the third round, when you talk about Clinton Dix in the first round, Demarius Randall, who was kind of that tweener, that tweener role, drafted him, first round player, plays safety and corner. I remember covering him. And even Josh Jones in the second round in 2017. He has shown a tendency to do what? To draft safeties high. I think that in the league, in this league, more or less, where, games are won and lost down the middle of the field and having an elite playmaker at the position, I think it's as high as a priority as ever, especially when you're drafting at 17 and you may not get a premium player at other positions. So safety, by all accounts, is not off the table, all right? Matter of fact, the Cowboys could draft any position this year, and I would say, you know what? That makes a lot of sense. You guys are going to be on fire when I do these receiver rankings and I give the Cowboys, and I do my next Cowboys mock draft, and I do what? And I give the Cowboys a receiver. Guess what? It makes sense. You could literally go any way. So, without further ado, number 5, all right, we're going Antoine Brooks Jr. I'm in the DMV area. I've seen this guy play. He led the team in solo tackle, so that says all that you really need to know about a safety, all right? Leading the team in tackles. He's a big thumper. He's a true leader. I kind of have questions in space, and with this size, I don't know if you guys can see that 5'11", 210. It kind of blends in with the image there. Sorry about that, guys, but he's an attitude player, all right? Second or third round, but he comes down, he hits. Search him on YouTube. This guy will knock your block off. Listen, if you can get these box guys who can kind of be those money backers, that's where your money is made, more or less. Number 4, Ashton Davis. I really like him and call him a poor man's Taylor Rapp. And you guys know how much I love Taylor Rapp. And he came in for the Rams this year, and he really gave them really solid production. Very good tackler. When he makes up his mind that he wants to tackle, he's a very, very good tackler. Sometimes in space, he will kind of olay because of size and other issues. Sometimes he'll take bad angles, but for the most part, he's very smart. Just a leader out there. You're gonna hear that word a lot, but guess what? Your safety is the last line of defense, so he needs to be a leader. The Colorado tape was outstanding. I really like this player. More of a second round grade for me, but I can see if he gets pushed up. Here we go. Now here's the one, Hamza. You guys help me with the name. I've been getting it wrong. Nazruddin. It's the size, all right? You're drafting him for the size. If you guys hear the pages turning, that's the notes. The length is something that you just can't. With a player with this type of length, guys, you just can't take it for granted. I think that, he's not Jalen Ramsey, and he's not Derwin James, so don't get crazy in that note. But I think he's a really good player. I think he comes in, can play the middle of the field. That's 6'3", and he's a true 6'3". Like his length jumps out on tape. It's just something that, again, when you have that type of size, he's somebody that, you just can't take for granted, and he can run. He's smooth. Here we go. Number 2, Xavier McKinney. I gave him to the Cowboys in my first mock draft. This guy, he's the one. Okay, between him and Grant, you guys already know Grant's going to be number one. It's no surprise. Between him and Grant, I think that the Cowboys have cha-ching cashed out. All right, I see Darnell Savage with more attitude. Now, the frame, I would like for him to add more muscle, but the coverage ability is there. I'm talking like Eddie Jackson-esque center field ability. Doesn't have the ball production Eddie Jackson has, but the hip turn, the play recognition is flat out phenomenal. It's special. Watch the LSU tape. He was all over the field, blitzing, doing all sorts of things. I love Xavier McKinney if he was there. And number one, Grant Delpit. Big G, Grant. Listen, a lot of people want to hate on Grant, and I get it. But to me, it's one of those things. It's like, look, Grant, he's a prisoner of his tape from 2 years ago because it was so awesome when he was wearing number 9. You put him in at number 7, that legendary LSU, and it's kind of like people want to nitpick everything. Grant Delpit is the best safety coming out. To me, he is. I wouldn't say he's quite as good as Jalen Ramsey and oh man, I was just talking about my boy from San Diego from the Rams. Derwin. It's not quite as good as Derwin, but he's close. And the Cowboys can use that because he brings attitude. He's a playmaker. Listen, I would love for the Cowboys to draft him. You would love him to be on your team, teams like Tampa Bay. Teams who need help in the middle of the field, that's what he does. His recognition, the whole nine. He's a willing tackler. He may, for that 6'3" frame, need to build up a little bit. But listen, I love the player a lot. And I think that, he's the number one safety in this draft class for a reason. Don't let scouts, analysts, and draft Twitter and draft world, shy you away from this player. He is legit the real deal. It's your boy Foots, guys. Thank you for liking, sharing, subscribing. Let me know what you guys think of this safety ranking. Hey.